Hello, this is Dionis'S. It's Easter time, so we're making a very delicious and very simple Polish Easter cake called Babka. Well, this is a little bit different than what we are usually making here in Dionis'S, because what we're usually making is some delicious Greek comfort food. Our babka is going to be also very, very comforting, I can promise you this. I was asked to do something Eastery by friends from the Polish Institute of Culture here in Brussels, and I loved the idea straight away because it reminded me of my childhood in a small town or village called Piotrowice in southeast Poland. I first made my babka when I was about 10 years old, which means I've been making them for over 25 years. Am I good at making them? Yes. But it's not for my extraordinary culinary talents. It's because babkas are very, very easy to make. They always turn out well. Well, almost always, unless you mess with them, like some people might have when they were little. An 11-year-old boy adding some extra pieces of watermelon to his babka. I don't know who would do it. So don't do it. Don't mess with your babka, and it will turn out very nicely. And it's delicious. I'm going to start with my butter, 220 grams of butter, which we have to melt. So let me do this first. And then I will tell you about all the other ingredients that we need. It's not a yeast babka, although you can find hundreds of recipes for yeast babkas. This is a sandy babka, babka piaskowa, or a sand babka, which requires baking powder and not yeast. Yeast babkas are also very delicious, but they are very, very different. They have different structure. So, sandy babka. We need 220 grams of really good quality butter. You can use vegetable oil, but really butter is better. We need baking powder. We need lemon zest and lemon juice. We need 4 big eggs or 5 smaller eggs. A little bit of milk, about 2 tablespoons, some vanilla extract, 200 of confectionery sugar, and now flour. What is really important, and that is one of the rules that you have to obey if you want your babka to be really nice, it's 110 wheat flour, but we also are going to need potato flour or cornstarch. And it's really important, cornstarch, we need more of it, more than wheat flour, all-purpose flour, because it makes the cake lighter, more moist, and really changes its structure. So remember, more potato flour than wheat flour. All the ingredients have to be in room temperature, that is also very important. The same goes to eggs, for example. Don't use eggs straight from the fridge. So when the butter is melting, we're going to start mixing our eggs and sugar. 4 big eggs or 5 smaller eggs. I'm going to use 5 smaller eggs. My mom, Zosia, she was a very good cook. She was a wonderful cook. That was her profession as well. She cooked for a living. And everything I know in the kitchen, I know from her when it comes to cooking. She was very good at measuring things without using a kitchen scale. We never used to have a kitchen scale. She was very good at measuring time, when to do what. I'm gonna take out pieces of shell. But my mom, she didn't bake. She never baked. although if she was here, if she was still around, she would oppose, she would argue with me. I know that for a fact because we did have this argument in the past. She said that she did bake when we were very little, me and my brother and sister, but neither of us remembers it. We remember she was a great cook. She was a single mom of 3 hungry children. She did spend a lot of time in the kitchen. No baking though. So I took it upon myself to bake, to be the baker of the family, but I was also the baker of the neighborhood. We were friends with many of our neighbors, and some of them, quite a few of them, would get a Easter babka for Easter from me. Ask them, I'm sure they remember it very well. So this is 5 eggs and 200 grams of sugar, confectionery sugar, which we are going to beat for a few minutes now. Our batter is almost ready. A few more minutes. Don't rush this process. It's going to take a few minutes, probably 5-6 minutes. And it's important that the mixture is fluffy, that sugar almost disappears. You can stick your finger in to see if you can still feel the sugar. If you don't, it's ready. Only then it's ready. In the meantime, we can grease our babka form. They are not very easy to grease, so my method is using soft butter and some flour. You can also use breadcrumbs. I don't have any at the moment, so I'm going to use flour. And please make sure that you distribute your flour or breadcrumbs evenly and thoroughly, otherwise your babka will get ruined. It will stick to the form and it will be a disaster. So do it properly. You can use oil or butter. So this is almost ready. Flour. I'm going to leave some extra flour in for now, and when we are about to pour in the mixture, I will get rid of the excess flour. But for now, I think we're going to keep it here. This is the worst part of making babka. I really don't like that. It's okay. This is almost ready. So is our batter. It needs to cool down a little bit before we use it. This is almost ready. So now I'm going to mix the potato flour and the wheat flour and baking powder together. And sift. It's important to sift it. And a little bit of baking powder, just 1 tablespoon. Maybe a little bit more. I always add a little bit more. Okay. Okay, this is ready. This is almost ready. What else we can do now is squeeze the lemon juice. This is a big lemon. First we're going to get the zest. Use a smaller side of the grater, but I think this is nice. I like to really feel the lemon in my babka. If it was a smaller lemon, I would use all of the juice, but because it's so big, I'm gonna use maybe half of, maybe juice from the half only. I washed it properly before with hot water, so don't worry. Okay. Now the juice. Luckily, there's no bits. There are 3 actually. That's fine. Maybe a little bit more. Let's sift it as well to get rid of it. Right. So, this is ready. I'm sure of it. Nice and fluffy. And what we're doing now, we're going to be adding our flour mixture in. Our flour mix. Step by step. I'm not sure where this tradition comes from, babkas for Easter, but they are very popular in Poland, and in every household there's going to be 1 or 2 babkas, I'm sure of it. For me personally, there is no Easter with no eggs, with no tartar sauce, with no horseradish, and with no babka, or 2 babkas, to be more precise. Okay, this is almost ready. It doesn't need a lot of mixing. So, in order to cool down the batter quicker, we're going to use our wet ingredients in before we pour it all to our mixture there. So, in goes milk, lemon zest and lemon juice, and a few drops of vanilla extract, I should say. Right. Let's mix it a little bit. In 2 goes, I'm going to do it. This is on 170 degrees Celsius. And the baking time is about 40-45 minutes, so it doesn't take too much time. Okay, the rest of the butter. That's it. It's almost ready. It's going into the form now, and it's ready for baking. This is how it looks. I don't know if you can see that properly. Okay, so the excess flour, we get rid of it. Okay. This is nice. It already smells nice. You're going to love it, I'm sure of it. Can't wait. Really, the last time I had babka was last Easter, so it's been a while. It's all nice and leveled, so it's ready to go in. This is it. Dionis'S babka, or traditional Polish Easter cake. (170°, 40-45 minutes. Fingers crossed, and see you in a bit. Our babka is ready. It was baking for 45 minutes. Then I let it cool for another half an hour inside the form before I took it out. It did crack on the top, but it's perfectly normal, so don't worry if it happens to you. It's as it should be. And also the top is actually the bottom here, so it doesn't matter. So it is now cool. It's not warm any longer, which is good because we want to decorate it now. You can either decorate it with powdered sugar, just sprinkle some powdered sugar on it and it will look lovely. But I decided to go all the way, and I prepared some icing, which is some lemon juice. The lemon juice I had left from the half a lemon I used for baking, and some powdered sugar. So you mix it, and it has to be very, very thick, and it's ready now. But before you decorate it with icing, with the icing, make sure your cake is cool. Like my babka is now cool, so I just want to save every drop of this delicious icing. Okay. I'm not a very good decorator, but I hope it will turn out nicely. So fingers crossed. Let's see. It's thick, so that's more or less how you do it. You can do it any way you like, really. Focused, so I'm not going to be talking a lot. I want it to look nice. But for me, the most important thing is for my food to taste nice and not look particularly nice. I think this really does look nice. The only thing about babka is that it doesn't stay very fresh for very long, so eat it on the day you make it or the next day. It doesn't stay fresh for longer than 2 days really. But I don't think you will have any problems with that because it's so delicious. Well, I hope this one is at least. I'm going to use a little spatula to help me pull everything out. My hands are shaking. I think that's enough. I think it looks lovely. So let's see how it tastes. I'm gonna get a bite from here. It's nice and lovely, yellowy. So this is the moment. Oh my god. It's gorgeous. It's really, really delicious. Very lemony, delicate, very fresh. It looks and tastes amazing. It's very, very comforting. So I'm gonna make myself a cup of coffee now, and I'm gonna have it with my babka, which I strongly recommend to you as well. Thank you to Polish Institute Brussels for inspiration. Enjoy your babkas, and happy and safe Easter, everyone.